Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's Monday, September 29th. We are zooming through 2025. I am Manila Chan. That over there is Ted Rall. You are tuned into the Ted Manila Information Show, otherwise just TMI Show for short, because obviously we bring you way too much information. We're live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, so please be sure to hit the like, the follow, the subscribe, and the share button to help our little show continue to grow. On today's episode, we got to keep it tight because Teddy Boy's got to be out. Because if it ain't tight, it ain't right. So we're gonna zoom through a couple of one weird story at the top about this AI actress. I don't even know what to call. I don't even know if we should call it that, Ted, because it's
I
not.
wouldn't. I think I'd call her an avatar.
Yeah, it's an avatar at most. But anyway, it's a weird story, and I think this is
worth talking about.
Worth talking about because we're gonna get ahead, I would say, of I think the future of film and TV and just everything. The future of everything, which is this AI controversy of AI actors. We'll tell you what that's all about. We'll tell you about the Pentagon sending troops to Portland, Oregon, the home of maybe not the birthplace, but the home of Antifa.
Oh God.
The home of the chop zone or the Chaz zone or whatever they called it during the 2020.
This is literally Trump saying I'm a fascist. Right. I mean,
so
Trump has declared war on anti-fascism. By definition, he's saying I'm a fascist. That's what it means. I mean, anti-fascism is a beautiful thing. That's why we fought World War II.
I don't care what they call themselves, but by definition, the Antifa folks, by the way they behave, are the fascists.
They are
not. By the way they behave, are you kidding?
What did they do? What did they do?
Robbie will join in.
Did they put Jews into camps? Are they putting Jews on trains?
They don't allow you to have your own free speech, your own thought. They will gang up.
They don't let you have your own fascist thought and your own Nazi free speech.
It doesn't matter if I have Nazi beliefs or fascist thoughts. I have
they can't stop you. They're just like
they'll come and bully you and try to break down your home or pick it outside your house. And
snowflake conservatives. They're like bullying me.
Because the moment somebody tries to step in, I'll tell you, when I was getting threatened to be doxxed by some of these Antifa fucks during the 2020 cycle of violence, let me tell you, I had real worries that they might show up in front of my house.
Why would they mad at you? What did you do?
What are those? The anonymous people plus some Antifa people. Because I worked for RT. Period. I'm evil. So anyway, for whatever reason, they were threatening to dox me. And let me just tell you, I had to seriously weigh and consider talking with my husband that if any of these freaks come busting through my door with my child asleep, I'm going to have to put some motherfucker down.
Well, that's why you have guns, right? I mean, what's the point of having guns if you're going to use them for that?
There have been people, and especially they were during Trump 1.0, there were some of his, I think, what's his name? Chad Wolf. He doesn't live too far away from me. And they were threatening to dox all these other, anyone that didn't hate
into
Trump.
The show.
This is part of it. So this is Robbie will back me on this whole, I don't agree with sending troops to Portland, but the argument I'm making is that Antifa is the definition of fascism.
Manila, is Portlandia still on the air, the TV show? Because if it is,
I don't know.
I would love to see the occupation edition of Portlandia.
Portlandia. I don't think it is, but they put a bird on everything. I don't know that they are. But also we'll do not much to say about this one. The Taliban trying to make nice with America. I mean, it's something. And last but not least, we'll go to Ted's neck of the woods, where Mayor Eric Adams is officially dropping out, but that could actually be a bad thing for Mamdani. So we'll talk about that real quick. So anyway, with that, let's hop into it. Let's jaws it and get into the news.
All right, who's reading?
You. This is a
it doesn't say
story.
that. It doesn't say that. I don't know.
All
right.
This is a TED
the
story.
Creator of AI actress Tilly Norwood has released a statement following a weekend of backlash over the news that Hollywood talent agents are already interested in signing the digital character. To those who have expressed anger over the creation of my AI character, Tilly Norwood, she is not a replacement for a human being, but a creative work, a piece of art. Like many forms of art before her, she sparks conversation. And that in itself shows the power of creativity. Eline Van der Velden wrote in a statement on Insta, also posted on Norwood's own Instagram page. I see AI not as a replacement for people, but as a new tool, a new paintbrush. Just as animation, puppetry, or CGI opened fresh possibilities without taking away from live acting, AI offers another way to imagine and build stories. I'm an actor myself, and nothing, certainly not an AI character, can take away the craft or joy of human performance. I will speak slowly and use very small words. Animation does take away jobs from live actors. Puppetry does take away jobs from live actors. CGI takes away thousands and thousands of jobs in one single movie. Remember those cast of thousands movies from the 1950s and 60s? All replaced by CGI, right? All the big battlefields in Lord of the Rings and stuff. All those things completely got kicked human beings out of work. So just as those things they did create, all they did is save money for Hollywood producers. Norwood is the first creation to emerge from recently launched AI talent studio, and I cannot pronounce this. I'm going to say Xicoia, a spinoff from Van der Velden's AI production studio, Particle 6. Speaking at the Zurich Summit on Saturday, Van der Velden said that Hollywood agents have been circling Tilly, and an announcement will be made over which agency would be representing her in the coming months. The news sparked a wave of resentment, especially from within the acting community, with several well-known names chiming in among the hundreds of angry messages left in online comments. Several suggested that the anger should be targeted at whichever agent signed Norwood. Hope all actors repped by the agent that does this drop their ass. How gross. Read the room, said Melissa Barrera. Out the agents. I want names, added Kiersey Clemons. And what about the hundreds of living young women whose faces were composited together to make her? You couldn't hire any of them, noted Mara Wilson. Adding a touch of humor, Lukas Gage wrote that Norwood was a nightmare to work with and couldn't make her mark and was late.
Okay. Let me just add, they're doing this
in a lot of stuff besides acting. It is important.
This is about to happen. I mean, there are. It's not only movies and TV shows that we're going to see this as actors. Mm-hmm. How can you even call an AI?
Well, we should all refuse to call them that, because this is framing. Framing and branding at the beginning of a new technology is what, if we refuse to accept it now, it may never catch on. But now's the time.
Fucking actor. They're not actors, but they are already.
She's a computer program, is what she is.
That's right. She's an animation. Bottom line, she's an animation.
Correct.
Fine, we can genderize her.
Animation never took jobs from human beings. Really?
Okay.
That's just not true. Yeah.
There are online news outlets that are foreign news outlets that are already capitalizing on using this kind of advancement in AI to condition their people.
There's that Taiwanese company that became famous about 10 years ago. And I know this because they covered a story about me. And so there's and they did little animated Ted Rawl and all this kind of stuff.
Well, so this whole thing is they're news anchors. I've seen a couple. I don't know if it was I feel like one was Indian. I feel like another one was an East Asian. I don't remember what country it came from. Maybe South Korea. I don't know. But they were definitely using AI faces and voices.
It's Taiwan. Yeah, for sure.
No, this is, recently, not 10 years ago.
Well, they still do it.
Oh, they still do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
But they are conditioning viewers to accept non-human faces telling them the news.
It's very analogous to how, like, for example, you can, let's say, like on the New York Times app, you can listen to the story instead of reading it, and that's an AI bot thing. It's not a person reading it.
Right. And well, you can hear that it's soulless as it's reading to you because it doesn't catch nuance or tonality.
It's as soulless as Stephen Miller.
So yeah, he's like a walking animatronic AI thing. Yeah, I don't know. Like, why I'm with all of these Hollywood actors that are like speaking out, and this is, I don't know.
It's just about money. Look, I'm all for stuff that's about creativity, and like, I'm not a Luddite. I think technology is largely neutral. There are things that AI is going to be able to do that's going to make our lives better. I mean, we're all using it already every day, as basically everyone's using AI for search, and it's great, really. I mean, it helps, but like, we gotta. I mean, people gotta save their jobs. I mean, and not to mention, we are going to lose something really, really important when we put all these actors out of business. I mean,
but what about the soul part, Ted? I don't care how great of an advancement AI can make every couple of months, like, going from the weird, like, club hands that they were giving, like, on AI images last year, and now they can actually make fingers. I don't care the advancement. I feel like there is something about the human soul and the spirit that comes across when you get, this amazing actor on screen that AI can never reproduce. I'm pretty sure
nothing can replace Isabelle Huppert. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think it's going to happen. But it's sort of like in the same. But the fact is, there's no pushing back the tide, right? Like, illuminated manuscripts ain't coming back, but they were a lot fucking prettier than anything you can print out today. It's just too time consuming. So, like, once basically all technology is striving towards cheaper and more convenient and more portable and then reducing quality. So, for example, if you think about, like, recorded music is a great example. The current format is the MP3. Well, the MP3 is a shit fucking quality, but it's like, it's highly portable and it's very convenient and searchable. But, like, think about, like, LP records were a lot higher quality sound, than an MP3. CDs were less so than LPs, but still more convenient than LPs and lower quality, more portable. So that's just generally the trend that we're going to see.
Video killed the radio star, right? Video killed the radio star. We know that. Mm-hmm. Is AI going to kill the film star?
100%. It's already started.
You believe that the viewing public, us, the consumer, that we're gonna accept this?
Why not? I mean, the listening public accepts MP3s that literally have like 1/15 of the sound quality of an LP record.
Sound quality, though, it's still
matters.
You're still listening. No, sound audio quality is very different than the music being produced by, if you're listening to Metallica, you're still listening to Metallica, whether the quality, those are still humans creating the music. Okay, we're talking now about looking at
everybody's accepting lower quality
and being able to connect.
You get more quality.
The actor.
You get more quality when you buy groceries. If it's a cashier who, talks to you, engages with you, and notices when the price is wrong and fixes it, and maybe says, "Oh, you're not a member of this grocery store. I'll run my card for you." That's a higher quality experience, especially if they bag your groceries, than self checkout, right? But we've all accepted self checkout because it saves the companies money, and we are sheep. We are passive. The American people are the wimpiest, most passive people on the planet. We take anything. Like, oh, well, what can we do? This is how it is now. We never protest. We never rebel. We don't have any resistance. We have no bravery. We are not free and the brave. My ass. That's not who the American people are. Like seriously. I mean, we'll just take anything. I mean, literally we let armed goons run around in masks without IDs and snatch like little kids off the street and pull them into vans. In the old days, there was a word for that. We called them like pedophile, rapist, kidnappers, and we kill them. Now we're just like, what do you do? What can you do? Nothing we can do. Can't cause trouble. We're just gonna like completely. Yeah, we will, of course. I mean, the only thing that could stop this from being a thing would be if like they rolled out a bunch of movies and TV shows with these kind of things and they just flopped over and over and over. Then, of course, obviously it wouldn't work. But that's not going to happen.
I'm like I don't even know what to. I'm gonna see if I can put this on screen real quick so people can see what this weird. I don't know if I have it set up. Yeah, I got.
And then we should really move on because we've got more important stuff to talk
about. But like,
about.
she has a whole website. Tilly does.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's pretty cute.
I mean, I know it, but Ted, I mean, what? She's a composite. Okay, hold on.
Right, and that's also true, right? Like, basically,
that's what the celebrities are mad about right now.
Have been stolen for this. I mean, just sort of like
here it is.
Manila, I'm currently a plaintiff in a lawsuit, right? Like about AI scraping my books. AI scraped.
This is the AI
at least
actress.
6 of my books. Yep.
Oh, so
by the way, making the hair is like really hard in this kind of animation, and so the fact that you can see the hair kind of like loose like that, like that she has like frizzy hair, that kind of is like really a big programming challenge for the people who design this stuff.
Like I don't know. People can look.
I mean,
they're trying,
and the thing is, they're trying to make her pretty, but not like the uncanny valley.
Or bears. Yeah, it's very.
We all knew TV was dead, but thought, why not squeeze in one last development meeting?
AI.
We had one rule: no missing children, no dead women, and no reboots of Heartbeat.
We'd pitched this beautiful comedy, 2 sisters running a funeral parlour in Margate. Warm, weird, very BBC Two.
The commissioner said no. AI generated 100 better ideas in minutes, perfectly aligned to channel data, viewing figures, and optimized for the audience. The winning AI format?
I know what you streamed last summer.
An interactive thriller built from your streaming history.
Look, the thing is,
and delivery orders.
You don't think that Hollywood is going to go this way? It's a 1,000,000% that they're going to do this. I mean, these actors can't go on strike. They can't demand a raise. They're not late to the set. You know what I mean? Like, of course they're going to go this way. Of course. Actors are in deep shit. No doubt about it. Anyway, we should move on. Do you want to read the next one?
We'll move on, but this is
right.
Tilly. So
go ahead. Read, tell us about Portland.
All right. So this is the one Robbie's going to be
All right, we'll have to be quick because we have 3 stories to get through in half an hour. All right,
President Trump on Saturday directed the Pentagon to send U.S. troops to Portland, Oregon. It's not yet clear which branch of the military will be deployed or when.
Maybe it's just
the decision comes as dozens of protesters, dozens of them, meet regularly outside of the ICE facility in the city. Demonstrations have at times turned violent, with protesters charged with assault and federal agents releasing tear gas on them. Trump says the deployment against Antifa and other domestic terrorists is designed to protect ICE facilities, where, as a sanctuary city, that Portland
no such thing as domestic terrorists under U.S. law, by the way.
Local police have limited cooperation with federal immigration authorities and only intervene during protests in the event of vandalism and violence. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek, Democrat, has rejected White House allegations that Portland is in need of federal assistance and does not plan to request the National Guard. Trump has deployed more than 6,000 National Guard troops across Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. An estimated 150 National Guard troops will be deployed this week to Memphis, Tennessee, though the number is in flux. A whole 150, Ted. But anyway, Portland, Oregon. So, yeah, I don't know about deploying troops to, like, I find that very
anti-American,
un-American,
fascist, violation of the Posse Comitatus Act.
But so all of that, but I do agree that that Portland has a reputation for having some of the the violent Antifa types there.
It has because a reputation for being a dump, is what it is. But it's
a chop zone and Chaz zone during the 2020 Summer of Love, as Robbie calls it, the George Floyd riots. They had their whole little Chaz zone where multiple people got shot and killed, where it was like lawless for like all summer. Like that's so I get where Trump is like calling it Antifa paradise or whatever, but sending troops there, I don't know. Robbie?
Well, it's never a good look to be against Antifa. Antifa is on the side of the angels. Antifa is anti-fascism. No. That is like,
I don't care what
you can call anti-fascism.
You can call pedophiles the biggest lovers of children, but they're still fucking pedos.
So I have a question for you, Ted. What communist country had freedom of speech and where you criticize the government without getting beat down or shoved to a gulag? Let's go down the list here. The Soviet Union, China, or Vietnam. Which of those countries have freedom of speech?
No country that I know has freedom of freedom of speech, including the United States.
So what would happen? You have you're a communist.
What does this have to do with the topic? We're talking about Portland here.
Well, because you're saying that Antifa is anti-fascism. Okay, well, okay, great. So that means that if you're anti-fascist, and that means you clearly support freedom of speech.
No, it means that does not. It means that you're anti-fascist. Fascism isn't just about suppression of free speech. It's hardly about that. Fascism is mostly about militarism and scapegoating and racism, and it's about the sublimation of the rights of the individual and letting the state run everything. Okay. It's about the state.
Okay,
here's how Google defines it. Fascism as a noun. 1, a system of government marked by centralization of authority under a dictator, a capitalist economy subject to stringent government controls, violent suppression of the opposition, and typically a policy of belligerent nationalism and racism. 2, a political philosophy or movement based on or advocating such a system of government. And 3, oppressive dictatorial control.
Okay, the point that I'm trying to make is that it doesn't matter if it is a fascist under Hitler or if it is a communist under Stalin. They would both kill you for having different opinions that went against the party line. So I oppose both. So that's the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't matter to me if I get my brains blown out by a communist or by a fascist. You're both evil. You're both a problem, and you both need to be defeated.
Don't send troops to an American city.
And that's what I was about to say. Now, what Trump is doing,
I said that.
If the governor of Oregon had any guts at all, she has the power to stop this. President Trump does not have the power to send troops to any city. He can't do it. And if he wanted to do it, all she would have to do is call the National Guard and say, "Do not allow this to happen." Now, if Trump nationalizes. No, I'm not. Well, here's the thing: if Trump wanted to nationalize the National Guard at that point, then what you do is that you disband the National Guard and call the state militia, because the state militia is under the purview of the governor.
Right. I'm all for that too.
I know you are. So this is nothing more than this is political theater.
It's a states' rights issue.
Of course it is. The problem is that none of our governors have any guts at all.
Well, no doubt about that. Just the American people have no guts at all. Think about how unpopular Trump is, and how many protests have lefties been able to get together, Democrats, anyone, over the last since January 20th. I don't know, 2, right? Well, 2, like on a Sunday, like when it was sunny.
Well, I think a big part of the problem is that lefties. Okay, even if you get rid of Trump, who do you have that's going to replace him? That's the problem. You have no bench. I mean, seriously. So you take out the king. Okay, great. Who do you have to take over the palace?
We've got Amy Klobuchar. Hello.
Okay, so again, I'm going to ask you, who do you have? No, AOC. I mean, is that the best that you've got? I mean, that's the point.
First of all, Democrats aren't my people anymore. That party moved far to the right, so I can't have anything to do with them.
Welcome to the world, Robbie. Where I mean, what I advocate for at this point is dissolution of the United States and secession.
This is the new leader, our new leader, Clovis.
Clovis should do better than anything we've got now. So let's keep going.
And he's, first of all, would you mind seeing him every day at like the White House podium? He's cute, much better looking.
Would you put him in a suit?
Fernie thinks Clovis is pretty hot. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's a hot cat.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think Fernie's in love with Clovis.
Well, it should be. That makes sense.
But let's keep going.
By the way, is the girl cat that Robbie adopted. It's a girl.
Yes,
Fernie.
And she's a great cat. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not have a homo cat. Sorry.
If your cat was gay, would you get rid of your cat?
100%. I am consistent.
But
all right. Wait. Do we have any ads we have to get to?
Sure. Hold on one second.
I think we should probably get to that before we move
and
on.
This Taliban story. Let's go through fast because I want to get to Eric Adams.
No one cares about Eric Adams.
Especially with the.
Everyone
obviously not, because
nobody cares. Okay,
nobody cares about Eric Adams. That's true. But
you've probably noticed Rumble's growing fast. It's not slowing down. They're building a real alternative to big tech that puts creators first and actually protects free speech. And now there's Rumble Premium, an easy way to upgrade your experience. With Premium, you get an ad-free viewing across the platform, no pre-rolls, no interruptions, just the content you came for. Plus, Rumble Premium members unlock exclusive content like bonus videos, behind-the-scenes drops, and more from your favorite creators. Right now, Rumble is offering $10 off an annual subscription. Just go to rumble.com/premium and use the promo code STUDIO at checkout. That's rumble.com/premium, promo code STUDIO. No ads, more freedom, and content you actually care about. That's the deal.
Thank you, Rumble. Okay, well, let's move on to the Taliban.
All right.
Ed, that's you.
All right. Here we go. Taliban freed an American citizen from an Afghan prison weeks after they said that they had reached an agreement with U.S. envoys on a prisoner exchange as part of an effort to normalize relations. Marco Rubio welcomed the release of Amir Amiri, saying that it marks the administration's determination, reinforced by Trump's recent executive order to protect American citizens from wrongful detention overseas. While this marks an important step forward, additional Americans remain unjustly detained in Afghanistan. Trump won't rest until all our captive citizens are back home. An official with knowledge of the release said Amiri had been detained since December of 2024 and was on his way back to the United States. An official spoke on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss the details with the media. Qatar facilitated Amiri's release in the latest diplomatic achievement resulting from its security partnership with the U.S. that has secured the freedom of 4 other Americans from the Taliban in the previous year. The energy-rich nation on the Arabian Peninsula also helped to release a Brit couple who were imprisoned for months. Ahmad Habibi, brother of Mahmoud Habibi, an American held by the Taliban for over 3 years, said he and his family were grateful to hear the news about Amiri, and they remain hopeful that Mahmoud Habibi will also return home.
Well, Ted, you've been to Afghanistan. We know that the U.S. has, since the fall of Kabul under the Biden administration, they've been trying to make nice. So the Taliban government in Afghanistan has made nice with China. China.
Although China has yet to formally recognize them.
Right,
Russia
but they've made nice with them.
However, formally recognized the Taliban.
So, but the Chinese have been, they actually rolled out the red carpet for the Taliban. They accept reality on the ground. The reality is the Taliban is in charge. You don't have to like them, but they're there.
That's true.
And they're back. So
that's true.
It's not like a brand new thing.
They're here, they're queer, get used to it. Or maybe they're not queer, but they're here. Yeah.
So does this mean our country, like the Trump admin, is going to have to
Are you kidding? The Trump administration are dead enders. They're they're still clinging to the Israelis, and nobody likes the Israelis.
They just welcomed with open arms Al-Jalani or Al-Shara, whatever he goes by now, from Syria. Yep. He's now the Syrian president, and we have General
that is reality. Although, of course, they had to recognize him because we helped install him.
Well.
So
obviously, so it's not like you can't just be like, okay, I hate all head choppers. I hate like Sharia law people because.
No, are you kidding? If that were true, we wouldn't recognize the Saudis. So
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, well, you're picking and choosing. So, but why won't you just accept that you lost in Afghanistan? That's who's in charge.
Not to mention, Trump from his own point of view really shouldn't feel sheepish about acknowledging the Taliban. Trump started the peace talks during his first term. that Biden then executed and withdrew, albeit poorly. And, but the point is that like, this was Trump's idea to talk to the Taliban. It worked. We withdrew. So, I mean, obviously we all knew the Taliban would come to power after the U.S. withdrawal. So I don't understand why Trump would not recognize the Taliban. He started this process. And as you know, Manila, I have praised Trump many, many times for starting this process. It was long overdue. Good for President Trump. I'm very happy that the U.S. withdrew from its longest war. And I think they did a good job. And like, it's good that we're not there anymore. I mean, the execution of the withdrawal under Biden was an atrocity, but that's not Trump's fault. And so, I mean, if I were Trump, I'd view this as a victory lap, and I would acknowledge the Taliban. And there's money to be made. So go and make some money. You know, a Trump Tower Kabul.
That's not going to happen, Ted, because the CIA will never have it. The CIA would love to see poppy fields continue. And, you know, they would love some more heroin out in the world, and they would love all of that. So that'll never happen. The Taliban is vehemently against any kind of drugs, obviously.
Peter just said in the Rumble chat, didn't the Taliban crack down on pedophiles? Yes, they did. And they also cracked down on heroin.
The crackheads. Yeah, the crackies.
No, I mean, the one thing that the Taliban provide is law and order. Like you can, which, you know, frankly, if you've ever been to a place that doesn't have law and order, and I don't mean Portland, but I mean, you know, Afghanistan, under the U.S. occupation and before the Taliban came to power, there was no law and order. So, I mean, some examples of things I've seen in Afghanistan. A guy walks into a restaurant, opens fire, and kills a dude while eating his lunch and walks out, and nothing can or will happen to him. A little kid randomly shooting pedestrians on the street from the roof of his building because he's bored. Nothing's going to happen to him. That's lack of law and order. The police pulling you over and then raping your wife in front of you and robbing you. That's a lack of law and order. The Taliban put an end to all that. So you can now drive your truck full of goods from one end of Afghanistan to another, and it will arrive, and you will arrive intact on the other side of the country. That sounds like no big deal. That's a big deal when you don't have that, when you didn't have that before. And so
girls may not be able to go to school, but they're also not getting raped in their front yard.
Let me just say, like, if you don't have law and order, you don't give a shit about a free press or democracy or freedom of speech or any of that. You don't care. Those things are luxuries. You have to have, I mean, it might surprise people who know my politics to hear me say this, but it's a fact. This is not left or right. You have to have law and order. So the Taliban provided that, and they do a good job that way. So we should probably, we should move on to.
And you read this story too, because this is your beloved mayor.
Here we go. New York City Mayor Eric Adams' decision to drop out of the mayoral race may reduce Zohran Mamdani's lead in the election, but he's still going to win by a lot. According to a series of polls conducted before Adams pulled out over the weekend, the Queen's Assembly member's net lead in the race is predicted to become a little smaller if the mayor's supporters relocate their 8% of the vote to other candidates. On Sunday, Adams announced via social media that he's dropped out because of constant media speculation about my future. No, that's not true. There was no speculation about your future. You didn't have a future to speculate about. And the campaign finance board's decision to withhold millions of dollars. Okay, so you didn't qualify for matching funds under the law because you only had 8% of the vote and you weren't going to fucking win, which he said undermined his ability to raise the funds needed for a serious campaign. You don't need money for a serious campaign because you are not a serious mayor and not a serious person and you didn't have a serious campaign. Okay. In the wake of this decision, your supporters will have to decide who to back instead, affecting the outcome of the election. If Mamdani, the Democratic Socialist, wins, there will be a profound shift in city politics and policy priorities on critical issues, from affordability and crime to the city's relationship with Trump and the National Democrats. A series of polls indicate that Adams dropping out would mean that Cuomo would get voters who would have favored Adams, although not enough to make a difference, One September 16th poll by Marist University, conducted 2 weeks before Adams dropped out, found that if the mayor did pull out, then Mamdani would get 46% of the vote, and Cuomo would receive a whopping 30%. With Adams in the race, Mamdani was expected to get 45% compared to the governor's 24%, meaning that his polling lead will likely fall from 21% to 16%. A Quinnipiac poll released on September 10th found 45% of likely voters will support Mamdani. 23% said they would support Cuomo. It's found that if Adams pulled out, Mamdani would go up a little bit to 46%. Cuomo would go up to 30%, making the lead decline from 22% to 16%. Adams leaving the race comes after his popularity had declined. Well, that's to say the least. The mayor had broken with Democrats to run as an independent amid controversies, including a federal corruption case accusing him of accepting illicit campaign bribes from Turkish officials in exchange for political favors.
So weird. From Turkey.
From Turkey. And a judge, after Trump told the
there are a lot of Turks there? Ted, a lot of Turks in New York City?
There'll be some Turks. Not, I wouldn't say a lot.
Who runs all those yummy halal trucks? Or not trucks, sorry, the carts.
Oh, that's like randos.
Are those Turks?
No.
They're not Turks,
Those
right?
aren't Turks, no.
Those are those halal carts.
A lot of Lebanese. A lot of Lebanese. That's why they're so good, because Lebanese food's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Lebanese
so
food's really good.
listen,
but anyway.
this is an important topic because this race isn't about New York City, even though it is the nation's biggest city. That's not really the issue here. The point is, it's a microcosm of the split within the Democratic Party between progressives like Bernie Sanders and AOC and Mamdani, and the corporatist wing, which is embodied by the DNC and who run everything. Mamdani's going to win. When Mamdani wins, let's just say he is somehow able to be effective and popular. There's no telling if that's true or not. I mean, he's going to have a lot of problems with Governor Hochul and President Trump, who just today was on Truth Social saying that he would punish the city of New York and New Yorkers if they vote for Mamdani. But let's just say he somehow manages
because he openly backed Cuomo. He's come out and backed Cuomo.
Mamdani, of course, knows about what's coming. He's not stupid, and he's also got some advisors who are older and more experienced than he is. and so, I think if he manages to make this mayoralty work, it's going to set a model for the entire country. It'll be like, look what they did in New York. Let's do it here. And you could see other cities like San Francisco, LA, Chicago, Boston, Washington, D.C., going the same direction. If, on the other hand, he fails, it's going to allow the corporatists to say, look, we gave one of you guys a chance. He fucked up. And, socialism, democratic socialism, whatever you want to call it, just doesn't work. And therefore, you have to go the corporatist route from now on. So this is all eyes are going to be watching what happens in the city for the next couple of years. And that's what this is really about. It's a test.
Term?
It's a 4-year term. He'll take office January 1st of 2026. So this coming New Year's Day.
2030.
And then,
New Year's Day? You guys do it
we
calendar
do it New
year?
Year's Day, 12 midnight. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's how it works. And our mayoral elections are the year after the presidential election / leap year / Olympics. It's always that.
So I think it's pretty clear that Mamdani's going to win, regardless of who drops out or who pops in or whatever.
Unless they find him like balls deep in a little boy, he's going to win. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the establishment Democrats on Capitol Hill, I think, are safely behind Cuomo. Which is, and it was weird to see Hochul support him. Do you believe that this guy is going to use this as a stepping stone before he becomes a national figure?
Who, Mamdani?
Yeah.
If I were Mamdani, I would give him the advice that my attorney gave me when I would always if this happens in my lawsuit, what happens next? Then if they do this, what happens? They said, Ted, it's a lawsuit. You take it one step at a time. You don't think too far ahead. And I would.
So you don't think this kid has bigger?
I would give that advice to Mamdani. Well, first of all, he must know history. being mayor of New York City is not usually or often a jumping pad to national prominence.
Yeah.
Look at Mayor Giuliani. He tried to do it. It's been tried a bunch of times. Bloomberg tried to do it unsuccessfully.
Oh, that's true.
It's
you guys have had 2 mayors that have unsuccessfully tried. Did Koch ever try?
No. That history goes back, well over 100 years. And so, being governor of New York, that's very different. FDR came up that way. But I think if I'm Mamdani, look, if you're 33 years old and you get elected the mayor of the city of New York for 4 fucking years,
nuts.
That's an amazing thing. Even if you never accomplish anything the rest of your life, you've already you've made history, right? You are a big deal. You've earned an obituary like when you die at 90. So it's a major accomplishment. If I'm him, look, it's a lot because he's going to become the mayor at one of the most difficult times to be the mayor of New York since the draft riots in the 1860s. The city has
worse than COVID?
Oh yeah, because the city is reeling from COVID. So the city has major structural issues, as we've talked about here. I mean, like all cities do. Basically, there's no reason to live in a big city anymore. Your job's probably not the main. Why did people gravitate to cities? Because jobs were centered in big cities. That's not true anymore. People work at home. And so, why would you go to a city, pay a lot of rent, and then live in a place that's dirty and squalid like Portland, and for a lot of money. And there's nothing really unique in big cities anymore because all the basically all the mom and pop shops have all been driven out and replaced by chain stores. So people are leaving these big cities. New York City has already lost 800,000 of its longtime residents. Now, that's been patched because Biden imported so many illegal migrants during that period. Well, I should say migrants, they were legal. But the point is that you replaced upper income and middle income people with very low income people. That's not a net plus when you're looking at the economy of the city and its tax base.
YouTube viewer Jay French says, what do you think about his promise to have state-run grocery stores? State-run or city-run?
City-run.
He's only going to have so much power.
Well, I think he means state-run, like the state, like us in the government.
Oh.
I don't look. I did a dive into this, and city-run grocery stores generally don't work. But the thing is, they were just planned. They're only planning 1 per borough. Okay. 5 for a city of 8 million people. It's not really going to make a difference. Okay. So I would.
But I mean, when you say it's a state-run grocery store, or let's say government-run, municipal-run grocery store,
it just means
does that mean it's lower? Lower prices, or
it just supposedly the prices might be lower. But the thing is that even if this works really great, at most it means the groceries are going to be 4% less than they are everywhere else because the profit margins on groceries are so small. And the thing is that big chains like D'Agostino's and Safeway, well, we don't have Safeway, but big chains like that, they have economies of scale that a city store of 5 stores is not going to enjoy. So it's probably not going to work. The real question is if he can do anything about the rent.
I thought he meant he was going to do it was going to be run more like a food pantry type thing. And I thought,
no,
even still, how would you do that?
No, the plan is it would still need to be in the black. So,
it would need to turn a profit.
Well, it would need to break even. Right. So that's
be self-sustaining. Yeah.
So, I mean,
I don't know how you do that with
now the bus thing, the free buses could work. It would cost some money, but not nearly as much as people think. Because
we have it here in DC.
Buses and subways, you can transfer between them, and the transfer is free as it is. A lot of people take the bus in conjunction with the subway. So for those people, it makes no difference if you make the bus part free.
And we have our red bus in DC. If they can do it here, then he could talk to the mayor here, Bowser, and ask her how it's done. How the red bus
Staten Island ferry is free here, and it's not.
Is it really?
But also collecting fares requires all sorts of infrastructure that people don't think about. Like, you have to have fare boxes, you have to have security to prevent robberies and all that stuff. If you eliminate those things, that's that's a
last question. Last question from our very own Robbie. Producer Robbie says, what's he going to do about crime?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, he's already said that he's going to keep the existing New York police, the police commissioner who was appointed, I think, by Adams, who's like a real hard ass right winger. So probably things won't change. The problem is that the situation is not currently under control, right? I mean, you've got like these gangs going into pharmacies and swooping everything off the shelf. That hasn't changed. So it's just that New Yorkers are more used to it now. I don't think you're going to see a net improvement there.
I think you should go Taliban style. Shoot a few of them, they'll figure it out and they'll stop.
Well, I mean, Ted.
Well, the Taliban had a rule against cutting down trees because the deforestation was such an issue, and it was punishable by death.
So, wow.
Well, to Ted's point, I mean, you cannot have a functional society if you live in anarchy. So if all you're doing is getting taxed, and there is nothing, and the government is not providing any services for the tax money that they are stealing from you, at that point you're being victimized twice. I'm dead serious. I mean, if Mondani if he went out and said, so going forward, I'm going to encourage every New Yorker, I want you to start packing heat. And you see these maniacs pushing people in the subways, and they try to rob you, send them to the morgue. He will become a national hero. I guarantee it, because he will win people like me. Well,
New Yorkers are really anti-gun.
Well, then they can keep enjoying
brainwashing.
Well, then they can just keep on enjoying the shit-stained existence that they currently have. I mean, you can have one or the other.
My heart out is coming.
We gotta go.
You guys
can this is. He's going to be the mayor. And there's a lot of questions still about what he's going to do. Like, is he going to keep Mayor Adams' discovery of trash bins? That's a very important thing.
Well, yeah, he'll keep that. Yeah, he'll keep that. All right, guys.
I'm glad you guys caught up, Ted, with the rest of the country. You guys got trash bins now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank God for that.
Congratulations. All right, we're going to leave that there because Ted's got to bounce. Robbie and I too, we'll call it a show. Thank you all for tuning in on this Monday. Have some laughs, have some news with us. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Adios, amigos. Bye. Say bye, Robbie.
Bye, y'all. Sorry, just reading. Oh, hey, we got another ad to close out on.
Oh, then we should do it.
Yeah, let's go and do this. Then we'll pull the plug. That's what I was looking at.
Might as well.
I agree. Still haven't tried 1775 coffee? Now's your shot. 1775 starter kit just dropped, only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits hard, the smooth medium roast, and the Vitality mushroom coffee for clean energy and laser focused no crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin free, mold free. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped to plastic, a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions, and a black 1775 tumbler. $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for $99. This is ones who've been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble. Wonder if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. And for the record, I like 1775 coffee. It's good stuff.
Robbie drinks it.
I do.
All right. Now it's a goodbye. Adios, amigos. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.